Welcome everyone. We are back here at the Chem Talk podcast and it's our fourth episode now. The guest is very special. He is very passionate about what he's doing and in the Middle East I think already since long time. So he knows where we are and what he does with his full heart. Welcome Laurent Longuet, the CEO of Siraj Power and co-founder, so he is there from the beginning as I mentioned. And maybe to kick off, just talk a bit about yourself, your journey into where you are today from when you have started, because I know you were always in this area of sustainability and renewable energies.
Yeah, I have spent most of my career in energy. I started actually in oil and gas a long time back. I transitioned to renewable energy in 2010, so almost more than 10 years now. At a time where it was becoming obvious that we needed to find alternative sources of energy to oil and gas, and at a time as well when it was becoming affordable to develop solar and wind projects and to really start contributing significantly to shift the consumption of energy of the world from fossil fuel to renewable energy. So
one of the biggest projects on the planet.
It is, and at that time it was only the beginning of the story, but we were. I think many people already were convinced that the solutions were becoming technically available. That in terms of cost, it was really starting to make sense to consider these alternatives, because I'm a true believer that it's very difficult to force people to shift to renewable or to if it's additional constraints, additional cost. So the game to make it a massive shift is really to find a solution where you can provide them some savings, or you can provide them some solutions to make their life easier and for companies to be more competitive, more profitable. So that's what we have worked, what we have tried to work out over the past years is to try to find these solutions combining shifting to green energy and improving the profitability of businesses.
So actually a two-way approach that benefits to the business from two different angles.
Yeah.
Because I think it's still one of the biggest challenges now, the cost element especially. Everybody wants to go sustainable, green and so on, but then sometimes with the newest technologies or everything is still at the start, it's difficult to verify it financially in certain projects.
Yes, it's true. So in 2010, when I started in this sector, it was really we were really at a time where solar was getting competitive in some part of the world, in some particular projects, but most of the time was still not competitive. But we have seen over the last years, such a massive, dramatic drop in the cost of these technologies that it's now more than 10 years, I would say, that almost everywhere in the world, solar is the cheapest way, or solar or wind are the cheapest ways to produce electricity. So now it's just a matter of finding a way practically to make it possible for players, whether they are a utility company, whether it's private companies, whether it's even individuals, to shift to solar, because it's not because the technology is available, it's not because it's competitive that it's easy to go there, and that's our role. It's to find solutions to give access to our clients to this technology and this potential savings.
So actually now it shifted from the commercial aspect to the more operationally and implementation point. So can I actually use this technology in my day-to-day life?
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's really why when we founded this company, so Siraj Power, so it was back in 2015 at a time where the regulation was making it possible in Dubai for companies like yours and any others to start producing part of their electricity with a solar system. But we realized at that time that for the industrial players, going solar was on a long term, on a 20 years basis, was a good idea economically. Yeah. Good for the planet for sure, but economically good. But the problem with solar and renewable energy in general is you spend most of the money on day one. Yeah. You save over 20 years, but you spend most of your money on day one, and that's an issue for companies, because when you run a business, even if you have a technology or a solution to save over 20 years, putting a lot of capex front is an issue. You need to develop your business. You have some expansion going on, and it's not your business to invest into energy. Your business is to involve in your own business. If you are a logistic company, it's additional transportation, additional vehicles, additional warehouses, additional equipment. But putting $1 million on your roof, it's not your core business.
You even don't see it because it's on top of your head.
So that's where we came with this idea to propose commercial and industrial clients to go solar with a different model where we front the capex. We take care about all the burden about installing some solar systems, because it's about some engineering, it's about some permits as well, it's about on the long run, it's about maintenance, it's about cleaning, because in this country we know that we need
there's a bit of dust in the air.
So the model we had developed was to propose to again, to front the capex and to take on us all these operational constraints, and to propose to our clients only the positive side of this, which is to get access to electricity at a cheaper cost than what they get from the grid, and to offset part of their electric consumption, to offset CO2 by shifting to solar. So that was very much the idea we developed from 2015, and which has been now deployed on many facilities, including.
I think you are the biggest, or one of the biggest solar providers in the UAE for sure, and now going into different countries in the region.
Yes. Yeah. So the story has started in Dubai. Like many stories in this region, Dubai and UAE were really at the forefront of making it possible. They had this, whether in Abu Dhabi or in Dubai, they had this vision that going on a more sustainable way was really the future. That they had as well this vision that in a country where you are blessed with the sun, a lot of sun, and where you need to make you need to be competitive against other countries, that solar will be a good solution. So they made it possible here in 2015, same in Abu Dhabi, and things gradually are now being replicated in the rest of the region. So we are now building up on our portfolio and what we have done here now to do the same in the rest of the region, starting by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Oman.
Yeah, and I think that's a bit the specialty of Dubai, that they start something or try. If it works, great, others will follow. If it doesn't work, okay, they say, okay, it doesn't work, we'll change the plan, adjust the idea or modify, where the others always wait, what is Dubai doing? And then they will follow. Or the UAE, you can actually say, not necessarily, but even Dubai and Abu Dhabi, there is a similar approach. That the big brother watches the small, what is going on, and then they will change. From a motivation and driver point of view to create Siraj Power, was that more actually this element of affordability, if we want to call it like that, or was it really driving this kind of technology into the region now?
When I shifted from oil and gas to renewable, of course it's something I had in mind, but it was as well as an opportunity I had a certain time of my career. But after a few years working in this solar sector, when you realize that it's technically feasible, when you realize that by doing so you can provide some savings, and when you realize that the planet really needs us to transition to renewable, it became obvious for me and for the people I was working with that there was no way back. I mean, we had to continue and we had to develop. So that's what really was a driver for creating Stirage. Was okay, we need now to build up on these first projects and build on this experience to really propose these solutions to all players in the region. So it's and we were backed up by some investors who had the same idea, was that it's needed to go renewable, and because now it's possible to generate some profitable to create some profitable companies. It's really the time to do it, and it's the driver. So it was really the two strong motivation about renewable and CO2 reduction, but backed up by the fact that it's profitable. It can be profitable for us.
It makes sense now.
Makes sense. It generates savings for our clients. So that's really the two sides of the story, because eventually my investors are investors. So when they invest, they want to, and I am a businessman. I mean, I'm not here to lose money or to waste time. So it was needed to find a way to combine the two together. And honestly speaking, it's at the end it's a great satisfaction to when you find a way to do it, because every morning when you wake up and go to the office, you know why you do it. So it's a great satisfaction. Yes.
When you think about what is done here. Yeah. But I can imagine that was not always the case, and especially in the beginning. I mean, looking into this region, I imagine it's not the easiest to do, since there is a heavy focus on oil and gas. Of course, the sun is there, so that's maybe the plus point on that side. But then coming back to also the jurisdictions, the rules, regulations in place. I mean, it's not just, okay, let's build in the solar system technology. There is a lot of other things underneath which had to be addressed and changed, I can imagine. So there must have been challenges you faced.
Yeah, of course. At the beginning, we had to do a lot of education, I would say, because as you said, all this region is about oil and gas. Yeah. So it was looking a bit crazy to come and propose an alternative to oil and gas in countries. But the good thing is it's not only us, our industry pushing, but in these countries, if you look back even quite early, when I say early for solar, it's 2000, 2005, 2010. Already at that time, the leadership in this country was already very committed. You can find some commitments or some declarations from Sheikh Mohammed Al Maktoum back more than 10 years ago, sharing his vision about having solar on all roofs in Dubai by 2030. You can find the same kind of declaration or commitment made in Abu Dhabi when they created Masdar in 2004 or 5. At the time, where nobody was doing solar, they created these companies, these cities, with the vision that they had to be at the forefront of renewables. So it's where this country was really in advance. It's because yes, it was and it is still a rich oil and gas country, but very early in the story, they had the leaders in Dubai and Abu Dhabi had in mind that they had to prepare for the future, and it has been definitely instrumental for us to convince and to grow this business, when having such discussion with oil and gas players claiming that what guys are you doing with solar? I said, read Sheikh Mohammed, and it's not only us. It's a strong vision. So
they are very visionary. So no, they always think. I always say they think generations ahead. Now they just don't think in their own generation. They think decades forward. So yeah,
very true.
And how would you see Siraj Power, or maybe also Positive Zero now? Because I mean, maybe we'll come to that in a minute as well. What changed now as well from that decarbonization point of view? But how do you see the company or your visions aligned with the vision of the country and the region itself?
Yes, so the good thing is that beyond this early commitments made by the leaders in UAE, it has translated into some roadmap, some targets they have set for the country in terms of transitioning from fossil fuel to renewable energies. They have made now they have set multiple targets in terms of achieving a certain percentage of energy produced by renewable. And the very good thing in this country that it's not only speeches and slogan, it's being translated into regulation. It's being translated into real projects going on. In the middle of the desert in Abu Dhabi and Dubai are being built the largest solar plants in the world. So it's not just speeches. It's and the regulations they have put in place to allow companies like yours to go solar. These regulations are effective. And it's how we work. We are really benefiting, or we are really contributing to matching these targets by building up on these regulations. And the good thing is we have seen Saudi, we have seen Bahrain, we have seen Oman setting similar targets. Even in Saudi has now. When you think about it, during the COP28, Saudi has signed an agreement which is about transitioning away from shifting away from fossil fuel to renewable energy. We are talking about Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, so it's a very strong commitment. And so what we do is really we are really trying to put what we do as a contribution to achieving these targets. So there is really a full alignment. So I'm not saying it's easy, because as you can imagine, there are some people not necessarily so advanced or so ready to shift or to change the way they have worked for the last 50 years or so. So there are some resistance everywhere, but with a strong commitments made on the top and solutions, workable solutions coming. This is gradually changing.
I think this proof of concept, or that you can actually bring into reality whatever somebody had as a vision years back or decades back, that's, I think, a very good argument to say, okay, we'll have to go this way, it works, so let's continue. It doesn't maybe not happen all tomorrow, but over time that's the right way to do it.
Yeah.
When it comes to your customer side, or to different industries who are adopting to these technologies, do you see there any differentiation by industry, or is there a particular pattern, or is that really across?
At the beginning, when we started, like Siraj Power, at that time the technology was more expensive, so it was really for proposing some competitive tariffs. So to propose producing electricity cheaper than the grid, we had to be really selective, finding large roofs, nice one, no difficulty, no challenges, etc. So it was excluding a lot of non-typical projects, or etc. So we were selective. The good thing is the cost of the technology has dropped so much. And when I say dropping so much, just an example, the PV panels we were using in 2016 when we started this business, we were buying PV panels at $0.50 per watt, which is a metric we use today. It's almost $0.10 per watt, so 5 times less.
Yeah.
So of course there are some other costs which have not reduced by this, but at the end the impact on our capex is massive, and we have transferred these savings to our clients. So today it makes us capable to propose solar solutions on any kind of roof, literally. So from a situation 10 years ago where we were being selective, nice roof, large one, no difficulty, now we are literally installing solar on anything. So we have
Parking sheds.
We are doing it on communities, some 50 different buildings. Each building is small, but 50 of them, it's sizable. We do 50 buildings, schools, universities, hospitals. We commissioned recently a system on a hospital. So literally now, given this cost reduction, and we are capable to address the full market. Yes, any kind of project, literally.
Technology improved as well. I mean, in terms of efficiency of the PV panels and so on, plus cost reduction. I mean, that both key metrics is going in the right direction. Is definitely helping there.
Yeah, and what's a bit less visible to our clients as well is 10 years ago, talking to banks and asking them to finance such a project, they were just laughing at you because this industry was not existing. They knew about large projects, but rooftops, etc., they were very reluctant. Now we have literally banks coming and knocking to our doors to contribute, which has the result is a reduced cost of capital for us. And again, this reduced cost of capital, it makes us capable to transfer more savings to clients, so to open even more the market.
But now the banks are even measuring projects which they finance, which have an impact on CO2 reduction. So they get KPIs into their systems as well related to this. Is there any special project, or which would you say that's the most crazy, interesting thing you have done?
I think yours was very special indeed. But if I may, again, what we do is business. Okay, I will not tell you that I do that as a charity business. It's a business, but it's as well about contributing to save the planet.
Correct.
And when you do that, necessarily you think about your children and the next generation. So we did a couple of projects in schools, and that's special because you realize that when you do it on a school, you don't do only cost savings, but it's a message for the next generation. And we did projects in Kent College, which is in Dubai Silicon Oasis, or next to Dubai Silicon Oasis. And right after we commissioned the system, we were invited by the general manager of the school for presenting it to the kids. And so it was supposed to last like 20 minutes, do it short because the kids, their attention.
And you just shortly explain what is it,
etc. And five minutes question answers because after they have to go back to the lessons, etc. At the end, it lasts like 2 hours because 20 minutes presentation, I was constantly interrupted by questions, and the 5-minute Q&A, it lasts for. It's more than 1 hour. So I suspect that some of them were doing it to avoid going back to the school.
Maybe, but there must be an interest for it.
There was clearly an interest, and that's really when we touched the fact that it was kind of a special project for us. So now we have the chance to have implemented solar on some other schools. We are discussing now on large schools. So it's the
enabler project basically because of. The kids were also so into it in the end.
Yeah, and you feel that's when you realize how kids, even young ones, they were like 8, 10, how informed they are about it, and very often much more than the people I meet on a daily basis. And that's
their
good.
Future, right?
It's their future, and that's
good to see,
good to see and read. Yeah, so.
Maybe as a last point, talking about future. So on Tuesday, you have basically, I wouldn't say rebranded, but launched a new venture holding different decarbonization, renewable energy companies under one roof. So maybe you can just summarize what's actually the aim now as a next step, because Siraj Power was heavily focused on solar energy, and now there is a lot more which we can actually do.
Yes, exactly. So actually we realized over the last couple of years that we have a sister company who has been proposing some solutions for efficiency, improving efficiency of buildings, of cooling solutions, etc. And we were working very much in parallel, but not too much together. We have as well over the last in 2020 we have created within Siraj. It has been spin-off now in a different company, a company about electric mobility. So bringing large batteries charged on the solar sites, bringing these large batteries to sites where they don't have access to the grid and too congested to install solar. So to replace diesel generators that don't normally use. And we have realized when having these different companies, and talking to our clients, that they were now expecting more from us. So while during until 2 years ago, they were really focused about, can you do something about my electricity bill by installing solar? They were expecting us to do more, because a lot of companies now, we have covered their roof with solar, so they cannot do much more, but still their electricity bill, it's expensive. And now a lot of companies, logistic companies, but not only, they have a lot of vehicles, diesel powered very often, and all of them now, they start realizing that they have to go, they have to change as well on this, because diesel is expensive, because as well, and COP28 has been probably a very strong change in that. They have realized as well that it's time to be part of this target set by the different governments, so to bring their contribution to it. So they are putting in place some sustainable plan. They are setting some targets. They are setting some objectives, mid-term, long-term, etc. And all that, it cannot go only by installing solar. That's one side. But they have to look broadly about all their operations. And we saw that having already developed Siraj Power, having already done these first steps into efficiency and mobility.
So consumption or reduce consumption instead of just producing clean energy, but now reduce the energy requirement. Yeah,
exactly. So we thought about trying to put all these different solutions together, and to try to approach our clients with a broad vision of their operations, and to say, okay, you consume electricity, you have a roof, that's something we can address. Probably I'll help you with solar, but you need a lot of cooling for your operation. You have a cold store, for instance. Your chiller is 10 years old, probably not very efficient. It's time to renew. Probably we can do something for you by replacing it with a much more efficient. We can finance it, by the way. We will, so you will save on the capex, and you are now, as a logistic company, you have many vehicles. You are probably interested to go electric, because electric vehicles now, if you look at the full life of the vehicles, it's cheaper to go electric than diesel, but electric vehicles are more expensive. So again, a lot more expensive. So, but again, if we help you to front the capex, that can help. And secondly, you will face maybe a challenge to charge your electric vehicles, because the infrastructure are not yet there. Yeah. That's maybe somewhere we can help as well. Help you by investing into the infrastructure, possibly as well powering this charging infrastructure with solar systems. So your shift to electric is a shift to renewable, and that's where the decision was made to create Positive Zero. So Siraj Power is not being closed. We are just transitioning from this brand to a new brand, but a new brand which is not only about solar, but it's a lot more, but with the same approach, talking to companies, talking to businesses, and to provide them some fully financed solutions, and to provide them savings, because we believe that it's needed if you want to get them.
It's like the next step in the revolution.
Exactly. So
the opening of Positive Zero, it was at the Museum of the Future, and then talking a lot about the future, and it was really like, okay, now you're starting a new chapter, because it's just a different ball game all in all. And if you look into this integrated approach, and then the plans, the visions you mentioned, I think it really fits all in together now from that angle. Congratulations to them.
Thank you.
Also to the rest of the team. I think they were quite proud on Tuesday as well that it went well. Yeah, good. Anything you would like to say, you want to give to people listening?
No, I think just we have not talked about your particular industry, but first it's very special for me to be here, because RSA and RSA-TALKE have been among the very first clients. I would say that beyond the very first projects which we did on the facilities of our investors.
Yeah. Your home, so to say.
Yeah, to show that we were proof of concept. The next to come were you guys with Abhishek and RSA. So it's a bit special to be always a bit special to be here. And secondly, we believe that whether it's TALKE, RSA-TALKE or RSA Logistics, you are typically the kind of people for which we have created Positive Zero, because yes, you have electric consumption on large roofs. This is something we have, thanks to your trust, something we have worked out by installing solar literally on all your roofs,
or as much as we could. Some roofs still have space, so
it's coming soon. But you guys have as well probably some challenges in the years to come to term of logistic vehicles to convert to electric vehicles, and that's really where we believe we can work with you and try to find solutions. And RSA Logistics, it's cold store as well, so cold chain.
Exactly. So, frozen storage, which requires a lot of power to run the cooling systems.
A lot of cooling and a lot of opportunities to improve efficiency. So you are typically the people for whom we have thought about creating this Positive Zero. So happy to talk to you today.
Definitely. It's the same. We talked a bit before about the transportation elements, because we started looking into it and facing certain challenges. It's not 100% our core expertise, so we don't want to have all the headache around it, plus then going into the market, trying to source the vehicle still at a very high cost level. And it's always the chicken and egg question. Manufacturers say, but somebody needs to buy so that we can reduce costs, but how can we start when it's making the whole business solution not valuable anymore for the clients?
And after next when you have the vehicles in your factories, the question will come about how to charge them, how to connect your chargers to the grid. So that's all these challenges we have realized are becoming real for clients, because it's like solar in 2015 or 16. It's becoming really something you can go to electric now. It makes sense economically. The technology is available, but actually there are plenty of challenges. Fronting the capex, developing the infrastructure, selecting the right technology. So that's where, in the same way, we have tried to put that together under Siraj for solar. The same way, that's why we believe that we can bring this expertise and this capacity to front cost for electric mobility and efficiency. So
really looking forward to that, definitely. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you.
And a lot of success for all the new projects and ventures coming across.
Thank you so much, and we hope that this is the partnership we have set some years back is only a start, and we'll continue with other solutions. Thank you for inviting me.
Definitely we will do.